Dave Hunt here, owner of GameMasters Guild, and today I'm going to show you the world's greatest Dungeon Master screen. Stick around and let's check it out.
Protect the bridge! Transformation complete!
So this right here is by far one of the coolest things I have ever gotten from anybody. I mean, this is a three-dimensional Dungeon Master screen handmade by a friend of mine, Will Rockstead, and he made one for himself, and I thought it was pretty cool and kind of a one of, but he said, man, if I ever see one, man, I'll get one for you and make it and drop it off. And I thought, oh, that'll be kind of cool, and then I forgot about it. Well, son of a gun, he found one at a thrift store. This is like an old Fisher-Price castle. He spent like $4 or $5 on it, and then he bought it, refurbed it, you know, added the sweet looking moss on it, the banners, the Dungeons and Dragons logo, that sweet D20 on the drawbridge, and threw in some batteries, man, and it's good to go. Repainted it. This thing is awesome. And it's not just the front that's really cool too. The back's pretty well set up too. As you can see by some of the other shots, you know, this whole armored front with a turn of a switch suddenly appears. I got an armored window over here that suddenly appears. Let's see if I can get it kind of in the shot a little more there. Let's kind of bring it up here. Yeah, this armored window closes right there. And then over here on this back side, I got another armored window right here. Just swivels into place. Let's check it out. So this right here just kind of swivels just like that. Same here. There's a little swivel up here I can grab, and I can kind of swivel it one way. Whoops, sometimes it sticks a little bit. There it goes. Armored window opens and closes. And of course, the coolest part, and of course, well, these little side doors open right here, but by far to me, the coolest part is the armored part of the castle. Look at this. It's awesome. Boom.
Transformation complete!
How cool is that? And there's a button on the side of the eagle head here.
Fire 4! Fire 5! Reload!
Whoa! Reload.
Adjust the sights!
Okay.
Fire 3!
That is so cool, man.
Fire 4!
That's great. And this thing actually used to fire little discs. The disc didn't come with it, but that's not a big deal. But if I ever find some, man, I would certainly love to load them little discs up into here and just shoot them across the battlefield. I mean, how cool would that be? And I cannot wait to spring this on my players. They're going to really love it. Let's take a look at what's actually behind the screen. I'm very excited. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to unarmor it. There we go. And also, let's go in by opening the drawbridge.
Who is it?
Woo! I don't know. It's Dave from GameMasters Guild, and I'm coming in. All right, so let's flip this around and check out what's behind the screen. Okay, this is about as tight. Okay, for the ultimate DM shield, this is about as tight as it'll close up. And to me, that's the only downside this thing has. But other than that, it's got lots of wow factor. Now, when you do open it up, you can keep it nice and tight if you want to, just like that. Or you can pull it apart and it's hinged, and then you can expand it in all its glory for everyone else to see. Again, this is a Fisher-Price castle. You find them at thrift stores for $4 or $5 online. They're actually kind of expensive and kind of hard to get. So the battery compartment is right under here. You have to go up underneath it to actually get access to, and there's a little speaker right here. So every time you open the drawbridge when it's on,
Protect the bridge.
you get something cool. Or when you turn the armor on, or even honestly, if it just sits here long enough, it'll cycle through and give you that cool royalty dun 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 music. And I'll leave it on, and so maybe we'll hear it in just a few minutes. But now he did take and he went and he boarded up this broken in window right here, because it looks like there might have been something else that went there, like a little hatch or something, because you can see the hinge point right here. But he boarded it up, hot glued it, made it look really cool, made it look like, well, it was supposed to be there. And then you've got all these extra landings. You got up top on the towers, you've got here, and let me move this over a little bit, move some of my minis here. Got plenty of spaces to store tons and tons of miniatures. I mean, look at this. There's a gray slat. I'll shove them all the way in the back. If I want to hide a dragon up here, I could hide a dragon, or I could put them all the way up top, or even right here. I mean, look at all the room I got for these guys. Tons of room. And these are large size bases. So, you know, I can fit a couple large size creatures in each one easy, not to count all these medium sized base creatures I could fit. I mean, easily. There it goes. I mean, easy, look at this. I could easily fit like 8 guys up there just hanging out, chilling, waiting for me to use them. And then that doesn't count this space right here that I got. I got this space, I got this space. I mean, I could just line these guys up anywhere that I could possibly want. Up top, I could put a large guy up here, you know, whatever I needed. And here's a nice space over here on the side. Check it out. I got a set of D&D dice right here, and I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them in this spot right here. And it looks like that maybe this might have had a little hatch or something too, but it's perfect because it holds my dice. They don't go anywhere. And then of course, behind the screen, I can roll my dice and keep them away from the players, out of sight. Or if I really want to, I could just roll it straight out the drawbridge if I want to. It'll shoot down the drawbridge and out into the playfield. Pretty dang awesome, man. Pretty dang awesome. And if I want to, I could even stack some dice up right here if I wanted to. Like if I'm using certain dice, I could just stack them right here, like my favorite D20s. Or if I got, let's say I'm rolling 4d6 all the time for damage, I could put some of my Kalman damage dice right there. Let's see, and again over here, let's close this up a little bit so you can kind of see. Again, multiple levels to put extra figures. And this little dungeon area back here, check this out. I can open it up and I could put even more figures in there if I wanted to. I mean, it's a great storage place for all your stuff that you're possibly going to need for your campaign. And it's pretty light, and even with a few miniatures in there, it's not too heavy. It's not terribly convenient to tote around, but it's not too bad. Once you get it set up and you put your miniatures in place, man, you're ready to go for, you know, and you could leave it for a whole weekend if you wanted to. Or best of all, if you play a lot in one location, like at your own home, you can set this thing up, have everything pre-prepped, ready to go, and it's on. I mean, this thing is awesome. This thing is super cool. And something else you can do too, which I haven't done, but my friend Will, he certainly did. You could take slips of paper or index cards, and you could easily just tape them in spots to give yourself access to all sorts of information that's normally on the GM screen. Or you could photocopy it, shrink it down. There's a lot of room here. And even on like spots where these windows are, you could put some reference there, reference there, reference there, reference there. You could put another big reference sheet right here. It'd be super, super easy to do. And that's something that I'm probably going to be looking into doing. And also too, if I didn't want to bother with tape, but tape's not too bad, I could even, with these ledges right here, I could even clip whatever notes I needed with one of these binder clips. And so I got them right there. Super easy. It's take a little bit of time to copy the information and put them up. It does, but it's totally worth it if you're going to have something sweet in 3D. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you're able to expand this castle all the way, then you've got this panel and this panel to put all your additional notes on. And I got to tell you, it's super awesome. Plus, if you wanted to, and this is something I just kind of thought of, if you're looking to do initiative and keep track, I know you could write it down. You could have an initiative poll, which you could easily attach to the castle up here, because there's a couple round spots you could stick a little pole off of or something like that, and use the laundry clips and write everybody's name on it to keep track. Or you could easily just take those same laundry pins, clothespins, that's the one I'm looking for, clothespins. Shows you how long I've used one of those. So anyways, you could take clothespins, write every character's name on it, and literally just stick them. And these things right here are real thin. And a clothespin would easily clip right here. So what you could do is you could just line up clothespins, maybe on this side. And this is what I do with my regular GM screen. On my regular GM screen, and you could kind of do it with this, with paper, but it'd be better with clothespins, I think. But on my regular GM screen, what I do is I take bits of index card. I'm using paper here just because it's convenient. And I write the character's name and some basic stuff like, you know, who the player is, the character's name, his race, his AC, and maybe a couple of important information like his background. So, and I'll stick it right here, and I'll stick it right here. So it looks like I only have 2 players in my game right now. And of course, if I have any NPCs, then I would just slide them over there too. Now with clothespins, you just clip them. And then what happens is I go left to right. I figure out what order that they go in the initiative. So if this guy rolled a 20, he's first. This guy rolls an 18, he's next. And then this guy, he's a 15, 12, and so on. And then what I do is once this guy's turn is over, I take him and I move him over to the other side. And then I do the same thing with this guy. Once he's done, I take him and I move him over to the other side. And I just go left to right until I've gone through my initiative. And then when the next guy's getting ready to do his initiative, or the last guy's finishing up what he's doing, I reset him and go again. Now, again, if you're using the clothespin method, you could easily take one clothespin and move it to another section. So again, this thing is super, like you can even throw a green dragon up there. What the heck, right? This thing is super cool. This thing's amazing. I just love it, and I really appreciate the extra work Will went into to put this thing together. And I'm just really super impressed with it. And he's actually, when he finds another one, he's going to do like an ice castle version when he can find another one. And I can't wait to see that. And every time he does one, you know, anytime you do something more than once, you get more ideas, you get better at it. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do the 3rd time round on his ice castle when he gets another one. And let's see, there are a couple other small things on here that's kind of cool that really don't have too much purpose for gaming. But here, this little hatch could open up right here. And this actually gives me access to this head right here, the eagle head that pops out. I think it's mostly just for battle damage, or maybe when the head's out, you can maybe stick a little guy up in there. Let's see, and then looks like something may have went in here a long time ago. See on this back side over here, we've got this brig, right? And the brig sticks in place. There's a little nub right here that you push. It goes over and it kind of locks in, but it easily just opens right up. But if something happens and your characters can break out, they destroy the wall and they get out. I mean, this thing's super cool. What can I say? I'm super thrilled with it. And this is just a GM screen. And I think what's really cool is I can literally put this on a table with a 1-inch map spread out in front of it, or, you know, maybe a 1-inch map that's already pre-printed, or even, gosh dang, even a TV. And your players could literally fight across the map to get to this thing. And I don't know about you, but that's awesome. And that is why I think this is the ultimate Dungeon Master screen. Let's turn this thing around one more time. Look at this. Just folds up nice and neat. Spins around. And there it goes. I mean, look at this. That thing is epic. It just shows what you can do with just a couple bucks and a little ingenuity. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You just got to be creative. All right.
Protect the castle.
And that's why I think this is the ultimate Dungeon Master screen. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. I thought it was really cool, and I just had to share. And just because I got this doesn't mean you can't do the same. Will's got one, I got one, and all you got to do is hunt around. Look for stuff that, at first glance, might not be cool at all. But you could easily pass this thing up by seeing its bright, multicolor, Fisher-Price toy. It's not the scale. But if you stop and you take a look at something like this, you could turn something that's literally someone else's trash or is destined for the trash because nobody wants it because it's missing pieces or broken, and you could easily turn it into something that is just amazing and makes a great gift, or just add to your personal collection. And when everybody comes to play, they're going to be like, what is that? My new DM screen. There's all sorts of cool play sets like this out there. All you got to do is just have an eye and get those creative juices flowing. Well, sounds like it's time for me to wrap this up. All right, everybody. Thanks again for stopping by and checking out the Ultimate Dungeon Master screen. I'm David Hunt, owner of GameMasters Guild, saying thank you very much, Will Rockstead. This thing is incredibly awesome. And I want you all to stay safe, play great games, and I'll see you real soon.
Transformation complete!